East Coast Metal Confederacy, ECMC Takeover. Big Dirty here. Kid Cancer for Kids time is just around the corner once again, and we are talking about day 2 of Kid Cancer for Kids happening Saturday, June 17th, Richmond, Virginia at the Lakeside Tavern. And I am on the phone with one of the guys that's part of one of the bands that is going to be playing from the band Blodhren. This is Jeff. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in here.
Hanging in there. He had to rush for it. He said he just got off work, man. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with us today.
My pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talk about the band Blodren, which I took the time to listen to the music on it. Heavy as shit. Love it, by the way. Oh, no problem. How did everything begin with Blodren?
Well, I try to keep the story as short as possible. So Blodren originated from a cover band down in Buchanan, Virginia, and I personally just moved down here about a year ago from Baltimore. I leave my old band up there and moved down here and was getting settled in, and I was like, well, I think it's about time I started investigating the scene a little bit. And I was on Craigslist, just poking around, and around this time, the cover band that was, I guess, the original core of Blodren, if you will, was also looking for a vocalist. So I hopped on board, got in contact with Ox. He's our guitar player.
Gotcha.
Then a little while after I auditioned, we had to actually start looking for other members to fill in the bass player slot and the drummer slot, because the bass player and the drummer, they just didn't have time for it, stuff like that. And Aaron and I kind of stayed on board. We kept writing, kept working together, trying people out until, it took a couple of months before we finally got everybody figured out. And we've been playing shows since February, so it's going pretty good.
Right on. So essentially it was kind of like a reset button in a way then, huh?
Yeah, I think me, Alan, Steve, we've all been in bands before, like original bands. But I think this is Ox's very first band that he's been building from the ground up. He so far he's written the majority of the material, which is blown our minds. Like, this guy is a freaking material machine. Like, we can't stop him from writing more songs. But we're all digging what's happening, so we're just kind of letting things kind of happen however they happen, and we'll just evolve from here.
Right on. So with the writing process, and it's pretty much Ox lays it out, and everybody, or does everybody actually do any chipping in or anything like that? How does it work out for you guys?
Well, right now, kind of like I was saying, Ox is a freaking machine. He's just spitting out song after song, and every once in a while he'll get stuck or something, and he'll be like, hey guys, I got these riffs I've been putting together, and he'll play them. We're like, oh dude, that's badass. And then usually it's so far it's been a bigger part of like me and Alan pitching more of like structural things. But Steve does a great job with drumming and kind of helping lead into what's going to happen next. It's a real big group effort with a nice foundation laid by Ox. So that's how I think that's the best way to sum that up.
Very cool. So listening to the song, and I'm going to let the listeners have a listen of it as well. The song I got is called Break Free, and I went through and listened to it, and from what I'm hearing, initially I was like, okay, cool. I hear some old school hardcore, maybe a little bit of the heavy metal in the mix there, and then the solo comes along, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this definitely has my interest. What would you say were probably the biggest influences of the band?
Man, that's tough. 'Cause there's like some slight generational gaps. Like, I believe I'm the youngest. I'm 27. Ox is mid to late 40s.
Okay.
And I think the rest of the band members kind of fall up in their 30s.
Right.
I mean, actually, Alan is deceptively older than he actually looks. I don't know how old that guy is. He might be immortal. I don't know, but you've got a lot of Ox's influences come from like Slayer, Pantera, old school, just nitty gritty, bare bones metal. And I definitely know that you guys can definitely hear that in his solos, the way he shreds like that.
Yeah, in the solo, you can definitely hear that in the solo. It kind of took me by surprise there, actually.
Yeah, he's a monster. But I draw from more recent like metalcore, death metal stuff, like August Burns Red, Killswitch Engage, A Day to Remember. It kind of goes through that whole genre. I like Devil Wears Prada, things of that nature.
Right on.
I know Steve is pretty multi-genre. Like he does like rap stuff on the side, as well as doing drum stuff. I know Alan, he's been in everything in between.
Right. So
we got a lot of influences from everything.
It sounds like you all pretty well got the whole timeline mapped out there, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, we like to, it's almost like it's like the old school metal second coming, when you listen to us. Even some of the vocal patterns that you'll hear, were slightly altered due to Ox was like, dude, I really think we should go in this direction. And I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll start writing to it and, like, all right, how's this? And we'll test it out. And the band will be like, oh, yeah, that's good. Or, oh, I think you should change up the timing here. Back to the collaborative group effort. We want to make sure that we like what we're making. Because if we don't like it, how do we expect everyone else to like it?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely just from the description there, you can definitely tell the group effort is there in with it as well. Not afraid to critique where it needs to be, which is always a good part of being in a band.
Yep, got to be your worst critic.
Yep, there you go. Of course, you said you guys have been playing out since February. A number of shows, I'm sure. And you guys are part of this as well. Kick Cancer for Kids, Saturday, June 17th, Lakeside Tavern. Not to plug,
we can't wait.
Right? I'm definitely excited to see you guys live. It'll be the first time I see you guys. Do you all have anything mapped out beyond that? Upcoming shows or plans to record any more or anything like that?
Yeah, we're going to be putting together, starting small with a little demo at first. Just to, hopefully it'll be done, like 2 or 3 songs. Fingers crossed it'll be done before we end up coming out to Richmond.
Okay.
Man, we've got shows. Pretty much, if you come to the Coffee Pot on a Saturday night, you're probably going to see us if you catch us, once or maybe even twice a month.
Right on.
Down off of Brambleton, and I believe it's Cave Spring. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of fresh to the area. I'm not really sure where the lines are for everything, but
that's okay. If it makes you feel better, I have no idea of any of that area. So
I'm sure if you Google Brambleton Avenue, the Coffee Pot, and you call them and say, "Hey, when is Blodren playing next?" they'll probably be able to tell you.
They'll be like 3 hours, man. Get here.
Probably. We've been playing the Coffee Pot quite a bit. There's just not a whole lot of venues down here in Roanoke, which is kind of cool because I'm pretty sure every time we've gone to the Coffee Pot, we've seen a new handful of people, and the people in the bar, kind of getting to know us and everything. So it's we're slowly but surely trying to build something down here. It'd be cool to have a bunch of people come out and have a lot of loyal fans hopefully come out of the area, and when we start playing out, they'll follow us. That would always be nice. Right on.
But, I saw some pictures online, I believe, that were posted by Steph from Black Plague. You guys playing together, or they caught a show from you guys or something like that. I know they're Roanoke based. Bunch of good guys there. Yeah, absolutely. So, well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you guys in the Richmond area. Have you guys actually got to play the Richmond area yet at all?
Not at all. It'll be actually, I think it'll be just about everybody's first time down to Richmond, maybe. I know it'll definitely be Blodren's first time in Richmond, and I come from a very heavy metal scene, and I've always learned to bring it, especially when you go to new territory. So
right on.
We're gonna bring it as hard as we can.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. tell you about the Richmond scene and my experience being there, seeing shows, things like that. Open arms is what it seems like. Everyone I've met there, like when there's a new band coming around, they're willing to bring you right in, and it's a real true scene there. So definitely something to be excited for.
I'm gonna do a little drop real quick. Before I actually moved down here, I was in communications with this band called the Collegiate Affair. They're based out of Richmond because I wasn't quite sure which part of Roanoke or which part of Virginia I was going to move to. So I was thinking that maybe there's a chance I would end up in Richmond. But I mean, they're phenomenal. They're still around. I guess their original singer decided to stay on because I kind of fell out of contact with them with all my chaotic, where am I going to live nonsense. But
right.
If you're in the Richmond area and you happen to catch wind of a Collegiate Affair, check them out, dude. They're really good. They're not metal at all. They're actually more of a pop rock band, but they're solid.
Hey, I like
very catchy.
I like music from every angle. Good music is good music. Good music, no matter what it is. So I'll definitely remember that name, Collegiate Affair. That's one to remember. So
I've been singing their songs in my head for a couple months now. I went back on one of my old phones and found some of their material. I was like, dude, this is so good.
Find out I'm going to have to find these guys and get them on my show.
Heck yeah, man. They got a Facebook and stuff. We have a Facebook as well.
I was getting ready to ask that. Social media, all things Blodhren. How can we find you guys? Facebook
is where we're at right now. We don't have any other social media portals set up yet. Like I said before, we're still very new. The 2017 baby band. Just trying to make some waves. We post semi-regularly, posting maybe some practices or from some shows if we get some good audio out of them. Sometimes we'll even go live at practice, just to play a couple songs. Maybe we got a new song. Not the best quality, but we're still kind of trying to work on that a little bit.
Right. It's definitely enough to give people a taste
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because not everybody, especially a lot of the people that I know, they're still in Baltimore. So, it's kind of a lot to ask somebody to come all the way down here to Richmond. It's about 4 or 5 hours away. I mean, not Richmond, Roanoke is about 4 or 5 hours away to, see my band play. So, I like to go live and show everybody and get some support up there. So hopefully we lay a foundation up there and, keep growing that way too.
Rock on.
I love the live feature on Facebook, by the way. It's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
For bands, like, if you happen to be in the tour bus or whatever on a road trip or, in the studio, want to do something silly or whatever, man, it's fun. I've had some good times going live.
Right there. I see more and more bands doing that as well. Old Brian from Spiral Fracture, he's guilty of it as well. So you're definitely in good company with that. I was actually seeing he was posting videos last night of the show they were playing in I believe they were in Chesapeake. I want to say. Don't quote me on that. I apologize, Brian, if you hear this. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of the live thing, I've been kind of juggling some ideas around in my head as far as like maybe little things to do once every couple weeks, maybe once a month. I'm not really sure how fast we're going to be making songs, but something I've always been curious about is what is the song about from the band's perspective or whoever wrote its perspective. And that's kind of something that, I was considering doing was maybe typing up some lyrics or something like that and reading them or, just talking about what I wrote the songs about personally, not to hopefully take away from anybody's personal connection because that's always something that I've written towards. So that way a vast number of people listening to it can draw their own connections and their own kind of like story from my song.
Absolutely.
Or, my lyrics and stuff that I'm writing. So, I don't know. I'm kind of tossing the idea around in my head a little bit. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. But it could be something to look forward to going down the line.
Well, I tell you what, man. We can actually we can do the trial version of this right now. Actually, check this out. Okay. So I've got the song "Break Free" on deck, ready for everyone to hear. Tell me a little bit about what this song is about from your perspective.
Okay. Well, this is a song that I originally started off being written for a completely different band. I was auditioning for another band, a year and a half ago or something like that. and to its core, it was written about a really bad breakup, the breakup that I had with my ex.
Okay.
So I apologize to my wife. She's probably going to hear this, but the breakup that I had with my ex was something that was really troubling me at the time because it was just so shell-shocking. Like, there was a lot of events and things that happened that was just like, is this a movie? Like, I can't believe this. So the song is just like a bang on your chest, keep your chin up high type of song, written through my own eyes to myself. It's almost like I was staring into the mirror personally. So that's, in a nutshell, what it kind of ended up being about.
Right. And we won't tell your wife about any of it. Don't worry.
Well, she'll probably end up hearing this anyway.
My apologies.
It's all right. She'll beat me up for it later.
Yeah. Yeah. Use it as inspiration. There you go.
Yep. And that'll be the next song that I write. About my wife beating me up.
There you go. No doubt. Well, hey, man, Jeff, thank you very much for doing this. I'm going to let everybody have a taste of it right now. A little bit of Blodhren. They're part of Kick Cancer for Kids. Saturday, June 17th, Richmond, Virginia, Lakeside Tavern. Thank you very much. Anything else to say before we go?
No, I think everything just got summed up. I hope everybody enjoys the song and come out and chant our name.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I'll definitely be there front row center for you, man. Once again, thank you very much. Here you guys go. Blodhren, this is Break Free. ECMC Takeover, Big Dirty here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, get your fix on rockaddictradio.com.